Hello guys, this is FX Mesh smashing it. What is going on, guys? You're welcome to my Forex index price action analysis, and I usually do this weekly. I look across some Forex pairs which I actually traded or I was monitoring, and also some indices as well. And the aim is to make profits and also to share my intentions regarding what I believe should the trade be, or what the markets might possibly be doing. And my trading methodology is based on simple break and retest, but with a number of confirmations before I can take that particular trade. And those confirmations can be using my frame retracement level tool to measure the point of reversal or retracement, and also weak rejections, a certain key important point of interest, and also using the 20 and 50 MAs combined together, where once they cross, and I will know if it's going to be buy or sell. So that's kind of another addition to my confirmation. And also I also look to the left to see if there was a previous key level which might affect the direction of the trade, whether I'm going to place my take profit or my stop loss or whatever. And that's just the confirmations I add to my break and retest. And secondly, besides that, I have got other trading methodology, but I don't really use that one. It all depends on how the market has been structured. Sometimes the market can give me a very rough pathway where I can't really do break and retest, so I have to switch to multiple time frame analysis. And also I have the two candlesticks theory, where I drop to a 1 minute time frame, and I'm trading specifically on the, I think I usually do that I use that for gold, and that's how it is. Now I looked through different pairs in this week, which is the 29th of August to the 2nd of September this week, and it's been really okay. Got some trade right, then also I kind of scalped somehow. I scalped because I wasn't really comfortable with the way the market was behaving. And you know, when you spend time on the market, after a while you begin to have this intuition as to if the market is going to do a certain kind of thing, or it's not going to, you know, you're able to know what to do. Then you know if you're going to jump in and jump out. You see, like they always say that don't always leave money on the table. Once the market, once you press buy or sell, always ensure that once you've got some profit, always try and lock it down. It's either you move your stop loss to break even, or you take your profit. Because if you leave money on the table, that is, you have into some good profit, the markets can sure take the profit, take the profit back, and also take your own money that you invested. So what do you want to do? So you have to ensure that you're not greedy, you are sticking to your plan, and never forgetting the fact that you want to make money, you want to increase your initial capital. Now we'll get to the chart to see exactly what my thought process was in this week, and we'll also look at what the week has for us when it comes to the USD strength, and possible pairs will be that will be having direct impact in with the US dollar strength. So let's go to the chart now to see how my thought process was. Alright guys, I just put the GBPJPY on a replay. I just want to show you exactly my thought process trading GBPJPY 1 hour time frame, and I put it on a replay. Now the market started pushing to the downside after I've drawn this level here, and they pushed down, then they started to go up, started going up, came down a little bit, Now at this point in time, my thought process was such that now when I went to a 4 hours time frame, it wasn't too clear, so I stepped down to I think a 1 hour time frame, and what I did was that I identified this line, this point, as my daily high, which I drew on a daily time frame. That's how I drew this is the line. Okay, back to 1 hour now. Now this is my daily time frame, and I was expecting the market to react around this area, this region. Sorry, let me bring this out here. React around this area and tend to push to the downside. That was my intention in my head, because I can see that this level has been tested multiple times in the past. You can see here, all this area, here as well. So I was expecting that the market is going to reverse and turn to the downside. Now so what I did was to wait for a reversal, and at about that time it was around just around, okay, so I think it was about close to US session, so I waited a little bit. This is 220, yes, 23, that's 23:00. So you see at about 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. see 11 p.m. see it. Then the last candlestick was it was 12 night, which is US session in New Zealand time. So the market started playing out, and you see there was a strong push to the downside. Now I took a sell here because I was expecting the market to reverse around this area because of a strong area, the strong region in this area. So started pushing to the downside, and that's how the market played out. Now remember, my methodology is basically break and retest. If you have, for instance, you have a level, I will expect the market to come. If it's coming, if it's on a bearish trend, I expect the market to come, break this level, retest the level, and push to the downside. And this break and retest might not be it's not going to be clean like this, but it's going to be, it could have some, you know, some rejections and all that. But I look at the overall impulse to the downside, overall trend to the downside, then I see how the market is able to retest or respect that level. Sometimes the market might even go up, go down, up, go down, up, before it now finally go down. And that's the kind of thing that played out in this particular one. It's just that here it's been consolidated for a bit, for a long time. So if you look at a 4 hours time frame, you see where the market came from. See, it came from, oh no, not even for a 4 hour. Okay, let's take a 4 hour from here. You can see it came from, let's start from here. It came down, played around a bit, and kept playing around, then pushed to the downside. So I would say I just took advantage of these this particular behavior. This particular behavior are under this line, under this daily high, as far as this area is concerned. So it's a very rough trade, no doubt about it. It's a very rough trade, but I felt the market is going to go down because JPY was gaining more strength over GBP. GBP hasn't really been strong against the JPY. So I had that in mind as one of my confirmation. Then secondly, the fact that at the beginning of the US session, there will be a reversal somehow, and that's what happened here. So when the US session starts, there's always this reaction that takes place in form of a reversal on many pairs. So always take note that when you are entering the US session, always make sure if you can close your trades, please do that. And that's how I was able to win this trade. And you can see here, this was the initial entry and a push to the downside. That is a break, then a retest and push to the downside to now have this one as what you can see here. I didn't take, I wasn't planning to go too far in this particular pair because I believe that the market is not too stable. So I decided to just go and take profit here and put my stop loss just around here, and it played out very fine. And if you look at this particular trade, it even went down more. If I'd brought my take profit to this point, I would have still be in good profit. So that's how the trade went. It's a very rough trade, but I used the break and retest and also respecting certain key levels, and which was really good, and it played out fine. Now let's just quickly go to other pairs that I feel will be good for us to look at. First of all, let's go to the DXY. The DXY is pretty much an index that shows clearly the strength of the US dollars and how it has been faring. Now on the 4 hours time frame, you can see that the US dollars has picked up from around the 15th, between 8th and 15th of August. The US dollar has gained more strength again, and you can see to the push to the upside. And this particular behavior of the US dollar has direct impact on other US pairs. The DXY is strictly the demonstration of how the US dollar had shown its strength or weakness, and against that is strength and weakness against other major pairs of the world, like the Japanese yen, the New Zealand dollars, the Great Britain pounds, all of them together. So when you compare the US dollar strength to all of them together, this is what you can see in a picture or in a graph like this, or in a chart like this. So having that in mind, let's look at how other US pairs has had impact based on what we have seen on DXY. Now let's take, for example, the AUD USD. AUD USD, you can see that USD is the suffix. So it means that the direction of the market will be also have largely impacted by the position of the US dollar here. And now because US dollar is the suffix, you see that US dollar gains strength, so it's going to push to the downside. And you can see that from around 8th to 15th, like we mentioned, that time frame we mentioned for the DXY is when this one also pushed to the downside. And these thoughts alone can help us have a direction of where the market is going to go. You can see that between 8 to 15 there was a push to the downside. It means US dollar gained strength, and that's what you can see. And also let's go to gold as well. Let's see between 8 and 15. You see between 8 and 15 you can see that the gold also gained strength, pushed to the downside. You can see the push to the downside, meaning gold was gaining strength. Now let's go to silver. Silver, the same thing, between 8 to 15th of August. You can see that gold gained, US dollar gained strength. Now also we can also check other pairs, like, and this USD card means that US dollar was the prefix, so it's going to go up between 8 and 15. Let's check it and see. 8 and 15, you see 8 and 15, US dollar gained strength. So that is how it is for every US dollar. That is why when you are trading US dollars pair, it's very important to check the DXY. The DXY helps me to know the prevailing strength of the US dollar at any point in time. Now I also looked at GBPAUD, and during the week, GBPAUD, and this is my this is the pair I was trading, and it was a sell. And this is on the 4 hours time frame. Let me show you what my GBPAUD, is it GBPAUD? Well, let's see. Oh, sorry, it's Euro AUD. Okay, anyway, yeah, GBPAUD, yes. This was my thought process in my GBPAUD. I found this to be something I felt would be beneficial to me because of the position of how this market was as at this point in time. Now, what happened was that the market came down. It was on a bearish trend, pushing to the downside. So what happened was when the market came down, I saw that the market was testing this level using a break and retest, a simple break and retest. It came down. First of all, it was creating lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. Now pushed to the downside, created a structure, pull back, then it broke this level, and came back to test it, and that is why I was looking for a sell. And what I was thinking in my mind was that I just felt, let me just put a note there, and I said sell entry, will check later for result. Probability success, I think it's 60%. Now that's what I was feeling. I wasn't thinking it's gonna be, so that's how that pair was. GBPAUD, I hope I've not claimed it. Now how many, let's see how many. Okay, I didn't put the time frame there, but I think GBPAUD, yeah, GBPAUD, let's see, let's try and mark what time was it. September. Okay, so I can't really know the exact, but anyway, let's check Euro AUD. Now the Euro AUD, I also identified something in the Euro AUD. It was in the 4 hours time frame. This pair obeyed the break and retest. It broke, retested, and that's why I entered. I want to see what happened, and you can see it was well on track to the destination I wanted. And I remember I jumped out of this trade. I think it was because I entered before the London session, and when I jumped out of this trade, I just waited for a while and I started doing other things. And you know what happened? This is a very, now if you look at this if you look at the setup of this trade, it's very, very wonderful. A break and a retest of a key level and push it to the downside. Now a week is giving me a week to the downside, and this was my TP1 and my TP2 here, but I wanted to get to my TP1, and it was already melting nicely. You can see after the break and retest, and you can see how it's pushing to the downside. Now this market will give you an idea that, you know what, this is going to go down and hit take profit. But you know what, I just jump out because I was not on the right session. And you know what happened? Bam. This is what I mean. When the market gives you profit, always make sure you lock your profit. It's very, very important, because the market can even take back your profit, and even, if you don't put a stop loss, just imagine what would have happened. It would just go, and you would have been a drawdown of this distance. So this is very important while we're trading, to always put our stop loss, and also always take our profit. And also I also identified the US oil. Give me a break and retest in this regard, and I'll show you what it. I didn't take the trade, but you can see that it played out in it came to sell. If I had taken the trade, it would have been a sell, good, wonderful sell. Get it? It was at this level, a break and a retest, simple break and retest, and pushing to the downside on the 5 minutes. And you can see the market. I removed the mark, the watermark, 5 minutes crude oil, and you can see push to the downside. It could have been a wonderful trade there, and that's how those things went. Now let's just look at a few indices. Now let's look at the NAS 100. The NAS 100 has been wonderful. you can see that they've been pushed to the downside. Now if let's go to a 4 hours time frame. If you go to a 4 hours time frame, always remember that when you are trading index, if the US dollar is gaining strength, the indexes will automatically be losing strength. If US is going up, index is going down. It's very, very important while you are trading indexes. Now if you look at, let's look at the strength of the US dollars. Now let's keep NAS 100 in mind. We'll come back to NAS 100. If you go to DXY, you see that DXY has been gaining strength, at least more than in the past week. It's been gaining strength. Now look at, let's go to one of the indexes. You see the indices are going down. Let's check US 30 and see. US 30 is pushing to the downside. This is one of the confirmation that they use to trade the US pairs. Now let us now forecast what we think is going to happen based on how the market has played out in the coming week. Let us take for the US 30 or let's say NAS 100. Now the NAS 100, what we want to do to trade the NAS 100, these are key levels I've already marked out. What I'm expecting the market to do is to come down. It's already in the middle between this point and this point, and these points are, let us just mark it out. This point is 12234.4, sorry, and also have another point here, 12028.9. Now these 2 points are what matters to wherever the market is right now. The market at this point, it's at 12,119.2. now what we want, if we want to trade this pair, this is what we want to do. We're on a 4 hours time frame, which is very good. We'll wait for the market to come here, come down, and retest this level and push to the downside. Okay, that is just it. Or the market reverses, comes here, breaks this level, retests, and gives us a candlestick to the upside. Maybe we can go on a lower time frame, like a 1 hour time frame, to see exactly what the market wants to do. But right now, the way the market is behaving very well. I like the candlesticks. I like the direction. It's very clear. You can see clear break and retest. It pushed to the downside. We tested this level. You see this. You see this consolidation here. It means this level is a strong level, and push to the downside, and just like that. Okay. So that is that for NAS 100. For US 30, going into the future, very simple. Now the market has created a structure here. Look at this area. You can see consolidation here. So it means there's something here, and always the ability to identify areas of structure is very important. You draw this one here. Now the market has broken down, retested it, pushed it to the downside, retested it again second time. It means there's something very important. So you can see here a structure here as well. We'll just draw our structure here. We are drawing this line because of this place that has created this. The price has created a structure here. The market is here already. This is where the market is. So what we want to do now is to wait and see if the market breaks this level and keeps pushing to the downside as a result of the strength of the US dollar being gained. Then we'll wait for the market to break and wait to retest, and we'll be looking for more sales to the downside for this particular US index, which is US 30. Now US X&P 500. Let us go to X&P 500. I made some beautiful gains in X&P 500, and I was really happy with this particular trade. I think I must have cleaned it, identified certain key levels. I could see that the market was pushing to the downside, and at this point, let us see, market came down, retested, pushed down, retested again twice, and pushed to the downside. So what do we expect? We look to the left, and we can also draw a line here, because the market is reacting here, reacting here, reacting here, reacting here. So just draw the line, and look at it's also reacting here as well. So what we want to do going forward is to ensure that the market is able to break clearly away from this level, retest, and push to the downside. Now this is FX Smashing It. If you like what I'm about, please like, subscribe, and share. Catch you in the next one. and always remember to trust the process. Peace out.